It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Hey, I'm not John.
And I'm not John either. I have nothing to go here in the intro because John he didn't show up. Welcome back, everybody. I guess welcome back, Tivis. At least, hopefully
Back
you
from
you stay
Australia.
with me today. We'll see if John joins in later as we go along. I guess it depends on how long we go today. So, what's been up, man?
Not much. Had the yearly physical yesterday, so that was
Okay, always
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Get the
Uh,
finger in the booty. Oh,
no,
wait,
not
you're
yet.
not that old yet.
Although I'm starting to believe, with all these younger and younger people dying from it, that probably should get that checked sooner. But uh,
I still haven't, and I just turned. I don't remember how old I am. I'm in my 30s. Let's just say that.
I'll be joining you in a couple months.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I got a funny story, dude. I
all right.
we were watching some of the Flash again this last season because
Yeah.
my oldest son hadn't finished the season. Like we watched the Crisis, and then he ended up stopping, and then he came back and finished it up on Netflix. And we were watching it, and there an episode, one of the like really like Ralph Dibny heavy episodes was on, and my wife, she doesn't watch this shit. I was trying to explain to her like Ralph Dibny's powers and like his name and everything like that. And
Hmm.
she just didn't get it. She's like, "Well, how if he can take people's form, how can he change colors to be the same color as the oh shit. Uh what's his name? West, Captain West.
Hmm.
Um how can he be the same color as him if he can shape shift? I was like, I don't know. She's like, well, how did he change his vocal cord or like his voice? I was like, well, he could in theory change
Yeah.
the shape of his vocal cords to change it. I think they actually explained that before in an episode or so. But it
Yeah.
was just funny just explaining elongated man to my wife who does not watch that shit. It's
Try
such a
try
pain.
explaining the difference between an elongated man and elastic man.
Oh yeah, I did that. She's like, "Well, Elongated Man just a stupid name." Well, I was like, "Well, they already have Elastic Man, so and I wasn't gonna get into talking about it." I'm kind of curious if they'll bring Elastic Man in as a replacement for Elongated Man, if
I
they want to keep with that.
I would
route.
love that. Elastic Man is he's insane.
Yeah, his suit is kind of stupid. Like he always wears those
Yeah,
stupid sunglasses and
and
yeah.
he's definitely a comical character because unlike Elastic Man, he doesn't camouflage. Everything he turns into is the color of his costume.
Right. Yeah. It's always like it's a red with like a gold trim, I believe, right? Is that
Yeah, yeah.
I think so? And then he's got these like big old black glasses. Yeah, he looks like something from, the 60s. For sure.
So I listened to the pod last week for
Okay.
what I couldn't join in.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I didn't. What I tried to do with you, what you wanted to talk about, was explain why I like things instead of just why I do.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's where my mistake came from. And I think you got it right. It's so hard to explain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just so hard because
Even like I rambled on. I said last week if you guys didn't listen, like I rambled on. I asked the question about um like what film kind of means to us or not just film like entertainment
entertainment.
in general like movies, music, TV, plays, any type of entertainment that you can find out there. And even just in me trying to explain it, even though I had like the whole time to think about it, I still like just fumbled over my words and I never actually got my actual point out. So maybe that's
I don't.
something it can be a
I don't know if there can be a because it's just I
yeah.
don't. it's more of a feeling and trying to explain
Right.
I think the closest I can get is this, and this is someone else's words, so
Mhm.
is with Scrubs. It's like a warm blanket on a bad day.
Yeah. 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 You just it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I guess maybe I'll go back and re-examine the question and maybe try and reword it to something a little less
I mean, even with
vague, I
a
guess.
yeah, even with a week, to think about it,
Yeah.
it's like whoa. Yeah.
Right, right,
Ah,
right. Oh man. Um yeah. So also, since we're gonna talk a little bit about last week's podcast there, I had re-listened. Yes, people, I re-listened to my own podcast because I'm
I
a
heard
little
my voice again, and
narcissistic.
that was weird.
um we were talking about Rick Moranis's return with the commercial, and then he's supposed to have like a guest spot, I guess, on Ghostbusters or some shit like that. Um and I pitched out the idea they should just do Honey I Shrunk the Grandkids. Well, as I was listening to myself saying that last week, I came up with two other titles and kind of like a story synopsis of them. I won't dive into the story synopsis too much because, of course, John's not here to like try and rip me apart for it right now. But I do want to throw the titles out there because I was like talking to my wife about it. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm so fucking stupid. Why didn't I think of this on the cast? So I have, and this would be Rick Moranis as the lead character in this one, like he was in the other one. Well, he wasn't really a lead actually. He's always like he never really was a major lead in all the other ones, except for the third one, the Honey We Shrunk Ourselves. Um, because Honey We Shrunk the Kids, it
That's
was
the
more about the
third or
kids.
second.
That was the third. Honey We Blew Up the Baby, or Honey I Blew Up the Baby
Oh,
was the second.
I forgot about that
So
one.
yeah. And even that one that was more like mom heavy, I feel. Uh so I came up with these two titles. Jeez, what the heck did I just do? All right, so the first one is Rick Moranis as the lead. Uh I guess he wouldn't be the lead, it would be the kids would be the lead again. It would be kind of like uh the first one. We'll go with that. Except I would call it Honey, I digitized the grandkids because it's the 21st fucking century and you could have a lot of fun with that. And the
Doing a bit
grand
of Scooby Doo and Cyber Chase with it.
yeah. Like the grandkids get like zapped into the internet or something. And like you can even have like the adult comedy spot there where it's like the kids don't get the joke but the adults do for like the XXX sites or some bullshit. But
Yeah,
like yeah, we're gonna like the big sister like holds the little kid's head and pulls him away from that like doorway into there. Um or Honey, I digitized our parents, so it would be Rick Moranis and his wife and two other parents get digitized and go into the internet for the new age of the internet for these boomers, I guess you would say. And the one who would be responsible for that would be like Rick Moranis's son, who was into the science stuff in the first movie. So I think that would be kind of cool too.
that could be a hilarious. I mean, it's no secret. Boomers aren't great with technology.
Right,
Majority of them.
right.
So,
I just think I can't believe I didn't think of digitized, like because we all have seen the shrunken shit like 5 billion times now with everything, with all the other movies too. So
now, would they have a dish sponsor?
oh god no, Comcast man.
Um,
Oh no wait, because Disney owns it, so it would be I don't know. Maybe they get zapped into the Disney Plus archive.
the Rocket Ralph. Oh, crossover.
It would be actually. I was thinking it would kind of be like they get digitized, and then it would be kind of like Page Master, where they're in the internet world and except don't turn them into a cartoon like in Page Master. So
Yeah. Man, I forgot about Page Manager. I
and if
love that
people
movie.
yeah, if people don't remember Page Master, it's Macaulay Culkin, and it's live action, then turns into a cartoon almost like 10 minutes into the movie.
It's him
Um,
and his only friend's books.
yeah, yeah. It's actually a really fun one. My kid was actually just watching that the other day for school, and I was like, "Oh, I want to find this movie." I looked it up, and it's like $30 on Blu-ray, dude. I was like, "Holy shit!"
It's still that popular.
Yeah, apparently, I was like, "Damn."
I just picked up 2 more movies for our Halloween set. Little Vampire in the Halloween Town That Ruined the Series
Oh yeah,
for $3 total.
nice. All right, so I'm gonna leave one of these for John if he comes on. He said he'll be delayed probably about an hour or so, so probably not even gonna come in today.
Well,
What?
I was just gonna say, did you see the Mandalorian season 2 trailer?
I did not like. Well, like I guess I probably like s- skimmed through it. I don't think I actually sat down and watched that one. Um,
I watched it with the wife. It's
yeah.
like it doesn't show anything, and I like it.
I
Don't
is
tell
it
me
the
what's gonna happen.
one? Is it the one where you hear the voiceover of like he has to return
Yeah,
the
it's like a bunch of stuff
baby
from
Yoda?
season 1,
Yeah.
but interspliced with like imagery from the second season. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 I don't know. I, are they trying to say he needs to return him to the Jedi, or are they trying to return him to like his people? That's the thing I was confused
it's
about. I was like,
so vague. It could be either
right.
because they
And at that,
mention.
well, at that point, there are no Jedi. Like Luke would be the only Jedi at that time, according to
Yeah,
the time frame of that movie or
Ezra went
show.
missing already from Rebels. So
Well, this is between the episode 6 and episode 7, isn't it?
yeah, I believe he goes. Yeah, he goes missing before the Empire falls, though.
Okay.
And then they set out to go find. There's like an epilogue at the end of the season. They go try to find him after the Empire falls, and I
Right.
think it might tie into this a little bit, but who
Okay.
knows?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with it. I didn't hate the first season. The one episode I loved in the first season seems to be the one episode everyone else hated. So
Which
I
one
don't.
was that?
Oh, it's the one that's set up when they're on the other when they're on the one planet and they're saving the village.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was
I
awesome.
think that's the one with Gina whatever her name is.
That made the
Yeah.
ATSTs fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I love it because it just reminded me of like a Hercules episode with Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, I can see that.
It just completely like Hercules shows up, he has to save the village and doing some stupid thing.
I think my favorite would probably be when they're on the prison and it just becomes a straight
Hmm.
horror movie where he's the monster.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, it should be interesting. Is Favreau still heading that?
Yep, and he's even gonna write and direct. Well, I don't know about write, but I know he might be directing a few episodes this season
Hmm.
because
I
he
wonder if
didn't.
he throws himself in there one of these times, like everyone else does these days.
He's gonna be Happy Hogan or Foggy.
Both androids from the 20th century or 21st century.
Oh, did you hear? Who said it? Their Elf 2 sequel. Why it didn't happen?
Alf 2?
Yeah, Elf.
Oh, Elf.
Yeah.
No.
Uh, so who was it? Who said it? I think it was James Caan, the guy who plays his dad in the movie, the big
Mhm.
business. Uh, he said the reason Elf 2 didn't happen is because Will Ferrell and Favreau don't get along.
Oh, Elf 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The movie, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about Alf, like the
No, no, no.
alien. I was like, damn, okay.
No.
No, like I saw that article. I just who knows,
That would shock me because they both seem like pretty, likable people publicly. Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has their own personal
Right, right,
stuff,
right.
but
There's always that one person that does something though, and you never know.
I know Will always said he can't fit into the costume again. So.
They could bring it out. I guess I'm not sure how that would work. I don't know. I mean, just make a new fucking costume, Will Ferrell. Like you guys don't have the money to do it. Come on. No, I don't think they should do a sequel anyways. That would kind of ruin the longevity of the first one that we've gotten already.
I don't know. They already did a terrible cartoon remake.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh
We were
boy.
so excited because it's like, oh, it's an animated version. You know, we're going to see those characters again. No, it's straight the first movie. Not the same voices. Not as good.
Right. That's fucked up. Um all right, so I want to talk about something that we found out is going to get canceled. Well, not
Yeah.
canceled, but will end. But before I do that, I want to toss this idea out here because I thought about this. And I really wanted to get everyone's opinion on it. But I'll take yours. Just yours. It'll probably be nicer. But so we had the Expendables films. I think we were talking about the Expendables last week as well,
A little
loosely.
bit.
Um Maybe that's where it popped into my head. We had the Expendables films, and it was like all the 90s action movie stars and everything. Except we were missing like the 90s female action stars. And the everyone would be like, "Oh, she Expendables or some shit." No, that's stupid. Why not do like an Expendables 4 and have them come in?
Believe they are working on an all-female movie.
I'm not sure if I want an all female movie, but just like seeing, because I would love to see all my 90s action stars and 80s action stars, women and men, all together at once. It would just be so badass.
Yeah, bring on oh my god, Sarah Connor.
Yeah, yeah.
Um
Linda
Ripley from
Hamilton.
Alien.
Yeah.
God, why am I Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney Weaver, Linda Hamilton. There's so many. Like, even, Lucy Liu? No. Is it Lucy Liu? Yeah. Lucy Lawless. Fucking give me
Yeah.
Xena, bro. Uh, um, there's so many that they could have brought in just for the fun of it. I mean, not all of them are like massive action stars, but
Mhm.
they were prominent figures in the semi same genre, I would say. Uh, so I thought that would be cool. I feel like it was a missed opportunity for the third film. Instead, with the third film, they brought in the young people. I'm like, this is really a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And the third film didn't make any sense because it's like for a movie called The Expendables. Oh, my friends aren't expendable, so I'm gonna get these younger people that are more expendable. That didn't, what? Like,
Did Vin Diesel appear in those?
no, he did not. Nope. They did get Snipes in the third one, I believe it was, and they got Chuck Norris
Yeah, I was gonna say I
in one
just
of
remember the
those.
Chuck Norris really well.
Yeah.
Basically his old internet meme come to life.
I don't think they got Van Damme that I can recall. Unless he was the villain in one of them.
Oh,
I
that's
would have to
true.
go back and rewatch. I think he might have been the villain in the third one. Um and then I know there was like some crap going on with oh, who was it? I think it might have been Chuck Norris and oh, who's that black belt? The other black belt?
Bruce Lee?
No. One that's still alive.
Oh, Jet Li.
No. Shit.
I don't know anyone
I
else
can't
who.
remember his name.
Van Damme was a Gene villain in Expendables 2.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it was Expendables 2 that he was in. All right. I don't recall the dude's name. I forget his name. Um but he never like would let someone kill him in a movie. So he even killed himself
Oh,
in
that
like
could be.
Machete.
Oh,
I think it was Machete 2, I believe it is. where he like stabs himself with the sword. I forget his fucking name. Everyone can just like take it all from me. Take my life. I don't remember.
Wait, the Machete franchise is related to Spy Kids?
Yeah, he plays the same character. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh man, Steven Seagal. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Him
I
and
didn't
I
know he
believe it
had a death
was.
note.
I believe Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris just don't like each other. Either that or Steven Seagal and Van Damme. I forget exactly. But there was like an issue with both of them being in the movie at the same time, like in the same movie. And yeah, so that caused like one of them to not show up. So that was a thing. Gotta love action stars and their actual feuds. At least when Arnold and Stallone would like do shit, it was like they were actually friends and they were just fucking with each other.
They, yeah. Hey, there's a really awesome role I'm gonna go for. This moron went and played a nanny or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, those are some great stories. If anyone hasn't heard those, look them up. It's basically Arnold and Sylvester just messing with each other to go for the worst possible film roles
Mhm.
or to trick each other into taking.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting to see like what they'll do. It's I would love to be able to be that famous to be that much of a dick to my friends. And be like, hey, so do you want this film that's probably not even gonna make $100,000?
As long as you don't go the Jared Leto route.
What did he do?
He sent a bunch of weird sex pest stuff to Suicide Squad members.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. If that was any other job, you would be fired.
I'm sure if it was any other actor, he would have been fired. Like if it was a no name or something.
Who else has a really good feud? It's two people who like prank each other on set all the time, even though they work on separate films. I can't remember their names, but
The Rock and Kevin Hart. Oh, they don't work on separate films, but still.
yeah, I it, it's it's a joke that I know I'm making fun of it, but they're a really good pair for some reason.
Yeah. Hmm.
That I really enjoy. What was that one where they were spies, or one of them was a spy?
Oh, the CIA thing or whatever, where The Rock was like supposedly a CIA agent or
Oh
some
yeah.
shit.
They went to high school together.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah,
basically just passively aggressively torturing him.
yeah, yeah. That was a fucked up one. I remember watching. I don't remember what it was called. I don't remember much about it either. And it's not even that old of a film, dude. Like, come
No.
on. Um,
Oh, well, I should probably wait to say this until John's on.
he's probably not gonna show up today, dude.
Oh, well, I
So
started
say
the
it.
boys.
You started The Boys, season 1, right?
Yeah,
Awesome. How many episodes are you in?
one, and then I had to cleanse my palate watching Power Rangers because holy shit, that show. I oh, I
You're
don't
gonna
know
watch
about
a
this
lot of
one.
Power Rangers then if you have to do that after every episode.
I don't know about this one. It's it's out there.
Yeah,
And
it's
from what I hear, I have something interesting to look forward to. About 5 episodes in.
episode 5.
Well,
Hmm.
five more. Episode 6.
Oh, so episode 6. I would have to go back and look. I don't remember what happens in each individual episode. I think the first time we watched The Boys, we watched like 2 at a time, I believe it was, because they had dropped them all at once. The second season, they're doing 1 at a time now. They dropped the first 3, and then that's 1 at a time now. So,
Yeah, that's what they did with well, what DC did with Doom Patrol season 2.
is it? Okay. All right.
Pretty cool.
Well, let's move on to the. I guess. I guess it's not sad news. It's a kind of expected news from DC
Yeah.
uh, slash CW. They are canceling and or I guess I wouldn't call it canceling because they're getting a whole nother season. They're agreeing to close it up. So it's not canceled. Maybe they're just ending. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on how it works out. They know they're ending at least. So when you know you're ending, I feel like shouldn't necessarily be considered canceled. It's just like we're calling it quits now. Just say that. Just say we're
Yeah.
gonna be done after this season. Um, it's Supergirl. Season 6 is gonna be their last season.
6 seasons of a movie.
Yeah, they're not getting a movie. Um,
No.
although Flash might know.
Yeah, he's gonna get a movie, but a different actor's gonna get the role.
so so they're doing this, dude. What are your first thoughts on it? Like, 'cause I know I like Supergirl, unlike a lot of other people. I actually like watching the show. Um, I don't care about all the political stances they put into it. I just like watching the show. I love watching like Martian Manhunter and Brainy and them and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna miss them. So like what is your first thought about it? I guess we'll see how it ends too, of course. There's 20 episodes they're gonna do to close it up, they said.
Eh,
20 or
probably.
21.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the episode count, but it's
Yeah,
probably. I mean, they're usually about 22, 23. So starting in January, I can see it being a little shorter.
right.
But I'm a bit sad because I really enjoyed these last 2 seasons, and I felt like all of the crew are finally hitting their stride with one another.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, I guess it's good that it hopefully will end on a high note. You never know. It's CW. Uh,
Right.
but and I hope it's because of some of the key people wanting to go do other things and not just them being like, yeah, we're done.
Right. Well, I know she just had her first kid or is having her first kid, right? Supergirl? Benoist?
I think she already. Oh no,
Something like
but
that. Um,
it,
yeah.
it's a sad for me.
Yeah. Sad for you. I'm curious if they're doing it because they don't want two super shows on at the same time. And of
That's what
course
I'm wondering too.
they're moving ahead with Superman and or Lois and Superman or whatever they're calling that show. What is it called? I don't
I
basically
just
the
call it
adventures
Superman.
of Lois and Clark 2.0
Yeah,
without Dean Cain because he's too conservative for the CW now or some shit. I don't know. That's why they kill him off screen. Come on, people. Let us have our Superman. Oy. Keep the political
yeah.
shit in the political realm, not on my TV.
I like we were talking a little bit about it, and I agree. I hope a lot of the characters kind of transition over to the Superman show because
Yeah.
so many of the supporting cast are just really amazing, and I think they could do a lot more with them,
If they
especially with the new, shaking things up.
yeah. If they are gonna end the show, hopefully they don't kill Lex off, of course.
No, don't
Um
do that. Not
keep
again.
him keep John Cryer on not necessarily on like every episode, but like on standby to do like guest spots on the Superman show because that's how you that would be best.
Yeah,
They already have a history with each other as we've learned through the Supergirl show. So we don't need to go and start from scratch with a whole new Lex Luthor. And they're all on the same planet now anyways, or same Earth, sorry.
yeah.
Um so I think you keep John Cryer on uh retainer for Lex Luthor when you need him. Like, hey, come and do this 4 episode spot this year, or some shit like that. He's too good at Lex to let go for
Oh, he's
them.
phenomenal.
And then I think keep Martian Manhunter on and Brainy on for sure. The whole uh was it eh,
EO.
DEO that can go away. Just take that out.
I I think it's going to be more. I'm hoping the tone is a bit different since they're going to be parents in this one. So I'm hope maybe it'll be a bit more like or family oriented than team oriented.
Right. And then the
Because I
other
know,
thing is how far into the future will they jump? Do you think they'll do a time jump like 5 years into the future with their kids, so their kids are a little older, so you can see different stuff? And then they wouldn't be on the same timeline as the rest of the shows either, so they can do more shit.
it's possible. I mean, we got two spin-offs of Arrow in the works. One of them is set in the future.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if you want to go that far in the future. They'd be adults.
Well, how old were they're supposed to be right now? Like we just found out they have two kids. So 5 years into the future would only be they'd only be like 7, 8, maybe.
Well, when we left off with the Arrow, was it the one girl was a baby? So it's
Right.
quite a that would be quite a jump.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
but
It'd be interesting to see them do
yeah, and
something with
that's
it.
yeah. Another thing is the fact that they have so potentially so many shows. They are interested in those Arrow spinoffs, but they haven't greenlit them, as
Yeah.
far as I know. And who knows if they will? Because
Right.
I wasn't that interested. I'll watch it, but I'm not that interested.
Well, they give you this whole fucking storyline in like an episode of Arrow in his last season, and it's all just it was literally just the pilot episode for that show, just to be like, hey, we can do this. I'm like, bro, can we finish off the Arrow show before you start doing this? Because you're not even sure you're gonna do this. Like
I
now
saw
I'm stuck with this thought in my head of like, oh, what's gonna happen here? You know?
I saw someone in a comment on Facebook go, I hope they give her a proper send off like they did Arrow. I can't tell if they're being sarcastic.
Wow. Man, I don't know. Even if they do that show, I highly doubt it'll get more than 3 seasons tops. That's what I would put it at. Because where are they gonna go with it? Like, I mean, there's lots of places they can go with it, but they'd be in the future. They'd be further from the rest of the stuff, anyways. The connected universe that they've already tried to build. It seems like they're trying to they did such a great job, well, a decent job at connecting all their shows and making sure everything was tangled together properly, that now they're just like, let's get rid of this and untangle this and like let's re-separate everything again so that they're all their own individual things after they
Yeah.
just did all this work to get them all on one spot. It's like, come on, let me like in this next season of Flash, I want to see Black Lightning show up on his show.
That would be awesome.
No fucking reason he shouldn't be able to.
I know a buddy of mine wants to see them play catch with a lightning bolt, and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd like a team up.
Right? Yeah. And then with Flash, like, how long until they end Flash now? Because they're ending Supergirl, and Supergirl was the interesting one because Supergirl started on like CBS, I believe it was,
Yep.
and then it moved over to the CW, and then they actually moved the whole show to Vancouver or wherever it is that they actually
No,
do all the shows.
they were filming. That's how they got Flash on season 1. Is they were filming on neighboring lots.
Were they? I
Yeah.
thought they filmed in the States for the first season of that one.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they were both using the same area.
Okay. But yeah, like,
I could be wrong, but
yeah, I mean, there's some of the characters are finally starting to develop on that show. I mean, granted, it's been 5 years, 5 seasons of it for them to finally develop. So I get why it's gonna be like canned. They're probably like, hey, we've reached peak Supergirl, and oh yeah, our Batwoman versus Supergirl crossover thing that we wanted to do because the Batman v Superman movie didn't do as great as we wanted is not going to happen now because oh hey, we lost our Batwoman. So everything we built for means nothing now.
it does feel like they're scrambling a bit.
Yeah.
But
I honestly, I wouldn't put past them that if in these 20 episodes they will still try and shove the Batwoman uh versus Supergirl thing in there with this new Batwoman. And the reason is because she doesn't have a friendship with Supergirl, and she finds the kryptonite and then she worries about it, and she like just gets cliff notes basically and then tries to take out Supergirl.
yeah,
Hey, maybe that's how they end it.
they could do instead of doing a giant event, which I hope they don't do anything big for just do tiny crossovers this year. Kind of like what we did the first one with Flash and Arrow appearing on each
Yeah,
other's show. Just do that with a few of them. Put Black
I
Lightning on
highly
Flash.
highly doubt they're gonna do any big crossover anytime soon, especially because of COVID.
Yeah,
Uh, so because their seasons are supposed to be out now. This is when they would usually start dropping,
yeah.
and they're not starting to film back up again until January, I believe. And they
That's when they're
usually
supposed to debut. I don't know
is
when they're
it
gonna start filming.
okay? Because I know they usually are 5 weeks out. Like they'll record.
So December probably.
So yeah, most likely December, because they start recording 5 weeks out before that episode drops. That's probably why they can do somewhat current events on their shit. I'm kind of worried though with Supergirl ending if they're going to go from like their political commentary that they've really put into it all these seasons and just like step it up to like 5,000 this not last season. I'm like, please don't do that. Like, can we just end on a nice high? Oh, here's the bad person and here's the good person note. Because I think Supergirl, like all the shows got cut early for season 5 of Supergirl. I know Flash definitely got cut. You could tell by the way it ended.
Yeah,
Um, which I heard that Ralph Dibny will be in like 1 or 2 episodes
yeah.
after the of from stuff that they've actually shot. So maybe they can put together something nice to like send him off to where we're not killing him. So that we can bring him
I
back when the
just had
world
the Flash
decides.
accidentally run through him. Problem solved.
There you go.
Oh God.
That A train scene. Welcome to the boys, Tivis. Welcome to the boys. Oh man. But no, like I really do hope they keep Lex Luthor. Um I don't see them repurposing Lena Luthor.
I've enjoyed Lena, and the actress is wonderful,
Mhm.
but with the story they did last year, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. There's not really a whole I like the actress and everything, and I like the story that they have sometimes with her, but as far as like utilizing her somewhere else, I just don't see it. Um unless they decide to turn her like real evil, you know, and
Bring
or
back
like
Cat Grant.
yeah, Ally McBeal. um no, like it, the only way I could see them like develop that character more, not even necessarily that character, but give me something different and cool would be like Earth X version of Lena Luthor and like give me a evil fucking Luthor or female Luthor, I should say. Yeah. So
Excuse me.
that'd be interesting, but that won't happen because they're gonna take forever to figure out the multiverse again in this damn universe. Oh, they're so stupid.
They could
Okay.
go the Smallville season 11 route. The I probably doubt anyone listening who watched that show bothered to read the comics. They're really good.
Hmm.
Uh, but Lena, I think, dies at the end of this. I don't know, but her ghost is like haunting Lex in the comics.
Hmm.
Well, memory is haunt, not ghost.
Right, right, right. Interesting.
Force ghost. She's a Jedi. We never knew.
She used science to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
And yeah, another problem is the Superman problem, which is there's only so many stories to tell
Yeah.
with someone of that caliber.
Well, I think that's why they're doing it with kids this time, so we get to see a little more.
Well, I was talking about the ending of Supergirl, because I mean I don't know what more you can do with her character.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
And you really leave yourself like in a tight spot too, because you do have this connected universe. It's like, so we're gonna have Supergirl just fuck off on Earth somewhere, and she's still gonna be alive, but we don't know if she's gonna like ever help out again ever. It's like,
maybe she
okay,
goes. Did the does her mom have a new place to live? Didn't they blow up their new planet or something last season?
it got destroyed in the Crisis,
Crisis.
but I don't know if it got
Oh, that's
rebuilt.
true. We don't know if it. I was gonna say she just go live with her mom.
Yeah, because yeah, when we come back from Crisis, you have Superman is on Earth, and he's talking to Lois after they like just defeated the Anti-Monitor for the like 5 billionth time. uh he's talking to Lois. How was he talking to Lois? Like, did he have a fucking earpiece in? Like, I get he could probably hear her, but how
That's a
could
good
she
question.
hear? How could she hear him? Now that I think about it, how does she hear him without like the whole world hearing him? I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that scene now. Damn
Yeah,
it! Fuck. But she says like, because they had one kid at first, and then after the Crisis event, they ended up having two, and she said something about how, oh, come back, the kids are waiting. He's like, kids. So actually, I don't even think they said two. They might have a whole litter. Who knows?
I think it is just two, but
We'll find out
yeah,
on the
it's
first episode of Lois and Superman.
octo parents.
Oh man. So damn it. Now I gotta rewatch that scene just to see how he was talking to her. I don't think he had a cell phone. He was flying.
It had to be a headpiece of some kind or an earpiece, but
Superman doesn't need an earpiece. They can whisper and he can hear him.
yeah. But again, the problem is they can't hear. How does earpieces work in movies? How do people hear the person talking?
Uh, I mean, just like I have headphones that have the like your iPad or like iPods. Is that what they're called? The white things that people fucking put in their ear. They
Yeah, I
have
know
a
it.
microphone built into them.
Do
So
they?
it just like has, I believe the gain is like really loud, but the microphone doesn't pick up unless it hears like you're it can pick up certain I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a scientist. Shit. This dude. Oh man. Anyways, that's Supergirl. So yeah, Supergirl's getting canned. Which just means I'm waiting for Flash to go.
I
Um
kind of feel like it's on his last leg, especially after what went down
yeah,
with
with Dibney.
yeah.
Especially because it seemed like he was going to get a spin-off show, and now they're probably like, well shit, we got to keep Flash going until we can figure out something else. Do a kid Flash show, bro. Like, give me more of
Yeah, go Muppet Babies with it.
well, not like that, but okay. Like the little bit you do see of him though in this last season of
Oh wait,
for
you meant the character Kid Flash.
yeah.
I was
The
thinking of, like age him down.
no.
I don't know why my brain went there, but
Wow. No, the little bit you do see a kid Flash though is like he's like creating shit with his lightning bolts and stuff. It's like
he's doing
Flash
things
can't
that
even do that, bro. Like the fuck.
yeah, he's doing things that Barry should be doing.
Yeah.
Like he in the comics, the most interesting thing about in Wally is pretty similar, but Barry is good at physics, so he thinks of how to use his powers with the science and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Barry really does his best to try and be as good and
Mhm.
surpasses him in many ways, but uh, Barry was the innovator.
I think they're just trying to show that like if you get in touch with your inner chi or some shit like that, that you can do better stuff. Like because Kid Flash has gone to like all the monk monastery and shit like that, and
Hung
just
out with the
like
legends.
yeah, hung out with the legends. Like he's finding himself, and honestly, like his power, like Flash should be able to do all that shit. But maybe there's some weird meta thing going on too. That's like we all as fans think the Flash would be better if he didn't have like 5 billion people helping him. So maybe he would tap into his powers a little more if he didn't have 5 billion people helping him. It's like, do I really need Flash to have someone in his ear every second telling him, "Oh, the villain's at this place and this one"? Motherfucker, race back in, look at the monitor yourself, and then race back out to find out where the villain's at. You can literally stop time. Like we saw a whole episode where you made like 3 seconds last like a day. Like, come on.
That was a really good episode.
The Flash Time episode. It made him OP though. Like they had to like nerf him, and ever since that episode, I'm just like, why isn't the Flash using his powers again? Like,
I just liked how it showed like he could do this, but the strain it puts on his body,
but
and
that
then
was
he
for a
had to
long
bring in.
period of time though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he doesn't have to do it that long all the time. And he was also bringing people into Flash Time with him, which took out a lot of time from them. Or
Uh,
a lot of energy from him. But he
so
also jumped universes, dude, in that same amount of time. Like he kept in Flash Time to slow time down on Earth and jump to another universe to get another person to help him. I think that's what he did, right? I think he
I
jumped
can't
because I
remember.
know the other Flash was there with him from Earth 2.
Yeah, yeah. The what's his
Yeah.
face?
Jay Garrick.
Yeah, Jay.
Which he's dead now. Thanks fucking ugh.
They're all gone
I
except
mean,
for Ezra, who
so
refuses to go away.
tell me how come Nash gets all the Wellses in his head, but Flash doesn't get all the Flashes in his head. The I
I really think you were onto something with the pariah. I think that's the route they're going to go with it.
But I get that as the pariah, he gets connected to them possibly. However, with the Flash stuff, he should be connected to them through the Speed Force.
Except they killed the Speed Force.
Just recently, like right before they ended the show, like so he should have still been connected to all the other Flashes beforehand.
Theoretically, yeah. That's probably why they killed it.
And he was losing his powers a lot quicker than Kid Flash. Let's just say that too. Anyways, that's enough. We always get talked. We talk too much about the CW. I forget that.
Harley's getting a third season.
The cartoon.
Yeah,
Okay, I still have not even watched a full season of that show.
I haven't seen a single episode.
I
I've heard good
saw
things.
I saw a couple episodes that they put on like normal TV, where they bleeped out the cuss words and stuff like that.
They played it on TV.
Yeah, they played it on some channel at nighttime, but they like bleeped out like the cuss words or dirty jokes and shit. I think it was
Hmm.
like a 2 episode trial thing, so people would see what they could watch on the DCU stuff. So, but that's going to HBO Max now, right?
Yeah, yeah. All of them are. They're changing DC Unlimited to DC Infinite, which is,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I guess, as misleading as Unlimited. They don't. There's only 24,000 comics on there. So.
Right. It's very limited.
But, in similar news, Robot Bat and Bat is back filming, I believe.
Again?
Yeah, he's back. He survived.
Row battin', 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 bats, and pattin' battin', battin', battin' bats. Battin' bat. Battin' bat. Okay. Uh yeah, no, that should be interesting to see how long they get to work until they get shut down again. Honestly, they all need to just do like I think we mentioned it last week or a week before or something. Tom Cruise rented a cruise ship for all of the crew to be on. Tom Cruise rented a cruise ship for all the crew to be on. Okay, yeah. I was just making
It's a
sure I said
fun tongue
it
twister.
right. Just so that they could start shooting that one is it Mission Impossible, I think it is.
Yeah,
So and and I'm taking it the cruise ship is supposed to keep
7.
them quarantined.
Bubbles seem to work. Why they insist on not using them
Bubbles.
confuses me, but keeping everyone in a certain area with no
Oh yeah, yeah.
limited outside contact.
Yeah. Like we talked about this like at the beginning of COVID. I'm not sure if you were with us or not, but I went over like what Tyler Perry was planning on doing, and he's been doing it, and he's been shooting seasons or yeah, whole seasons of his shows that he puts on.
For some
Um,
reason, I thought he was retired, but I think he just retired the Medea character.
I think he just retired the Medea character. He finally broke a bill, so he didn't need to do anything else. He's finally a billionaire, people, which is awesome. Good for him, man. Like, if you can dress up like a woman all the time and people are like always like, this is the stupidest thing ever, but you still make $1 billion, you can tell all those people to go fuck off.
Didn't work for Big Mama's house, but
Yeah, but that he also didn't produce those movies. He wasn't making money on both ends, the front and back.
oh, wait, those were his movies too?
No. I'm saying like the Tyler
Oh,
Perry movies. Tyler Perry was making money on all ends of that fucking movie. Um, which is actually something cool. Like I was hearing something about him talking about it. It's like, how do you make so much money? He's like, well, I own the studios, I own the equipment, I own everything. So I
and
don't have to pay anybody else,
they're
you
like
know.
Broadway shows before he makes them in the movies, aren't they?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. But like he owns every single freaking thing that he needs to shoot whatever he wants to shoot. Literally, he can just write the script and go and shoot it. He's like, I don't need to, go through 5 billion executives or anything like that to get one thing made. And it's really cool
And
because he's got that big lot in it used to be a military base in Atlanta. And I've been there once, and it's really
really
nice. I was there before they did a lot more of like what's there now.
renovating.
Um, yeah, but like they are putting everybody up on the base technically, or studio now. They're putting everybody up there, crew, cast, everything while they're shooting these seasons because he does like 6 different shows, I think, still.
Yeah,
So, and he says that they can shoot a season of a show in like 4 weeks, I believe it was, for a whole season. And, let the people
wow.
go home afterwards, bring the same crew back for the next session, like give them a week or two off and then bring them back in, test them, of course. So, it seems it's working because I haven't heard anything of him having to stop production or anything like that. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I mean, it doesn't take that much to not have it happen. Just don't walk through the streets of Paris.
I just don't understand why like all these things are postponed. It's like, bro, get a hold of the Tyler Perry studio. See if you can do that shit too when he's done, of course, shooting his stuff. It's like he's got a
And I,
lot of these things, and a lot of these movies nowadays are shot on green screen anyway. It's like fuck off. Like tell me you can't go and shoot. Like I get Batman. The Batman is actually shooting on location in a lot of places, but even them, I heard they were like having to not shoot on location for some stuff. So there's gonna be CG places in there. Hopefully, it's good CG and not Marvel CG.
Well, it is a darker looking movie, so
Yeah,
it might look all right.
right, right, right. But I
Because I mean,
mean,
lighting makes all the difference.
if you go back though and watch like the Tim Burton Batman movies, those were all shot in a studio. Like they built that stuff, and then they had the backdrops, like painted backdrops and shit like that, and that they used. So it's like, just go back to that, people. Right now, keep everyone in the studio. Just go back to that. Do what you
Feed them
gotta
all,
do.
feed them all the surplus of movie theater popcorn that they don't know what to do with. Did you hear about that?
No,
Yeah, they don't know. They have so much movie theater popcorn that they have no idea what they're gonna do.
like popped already, or
I don't think so. Just the
because like movie theater popcorn, like from what I've seen, is like those big ass bags that they just dump into the warmers or some shit.
the article I'm looking at says popcorn farmers are sitting on mountains of unsold popcorn.
Wow. I mean, yeah, they should be like clearancing that shit out and giving it to people. There's a lot of homeless people that could eat popcorn, bro. Like I'm just saying, take it to the hospitals. That's where you should be taking it to. Popcorn for the hospital people,
Yeah,
especially being on quarantine for like 2 weeks or more at the hospital. Just like let me watch a movie, give me some
send it to those
popcorn.
poor people that are still on cruise ships. I think they're still stuck out there.
Are they really?
I think so.
No way. Like that's been months, hasn't it?
Yeah, I can't imagine how bad those smell. Because you
That's
know they didn't
horrible.
pack that much clothes.
I'm sure they have like washers and shit on there because they have to wash the sheets and stuff.
You would hope.
I would hope they're bringing them more detergent though.
Yeah,
um. Oh man, that sucks. I would think that they'd be back already. I don't know.
I would think so too. But I swear I heard just last week that they're still waiting.
Hmm. I'll have to look into that later. Oh, okay. I got a question for you, man, and maybe I'll bring this back up with John if he wants to talk about it. Um, so of course I work in the industry and with celebrities and shit like that. And I I, I overheard this other group of people, like these famous people, I guess, talking about this same type of subject. And like one is like I want to take them, and the other is like no, I don't see the point. And it's pictures with celebrities,
Hmm.
like how people walk up to celebrities and be like, hey, can I get a selfie with you, or can I get a picture with you, shit like that. and and you see them all the time, and one guy, I'm not going to say their names because if you know who said it, you know who said it. If you don't, you don't. So one guy, he actually gets autographs from celebrities, and he himself is a celebrity. So he likes to collect their autographs because he finds it, for him, that he doesn't know if he's ever gonna work with these people again. This might be the last thing he ever works on anyway, shit like that.
Yeah,
And so he wants something, I guess, momentum from working with them and shit like
tangible.
that. Yeah. And another guy is like, he doesn't do that at all. And even with fans, when fans come up to him for like pictures and shit like that, he offers them, he tells them, I will give you a picture with me, or you can have 5 minutes to talk to me about anything you want. What would you take? And what do you think people pick?
Oh, I would personally take the 5 minutes because I most of the time when you go get pictures and stuff, it's such a rushed like at conventions, it's a rushed process
Yeah,
that you don't have much time to actually talk to them.
right. Exactly. Um,
Uh, but I kind of feel like the majority would pick photo.
he says the majority of people will say photo because they don't actually care about the time with the celebrity as much as they care about the clout that they might get from, hey, I took a picture with this celebrity and here now it's on my Instagram. See, shit
Yeah.
like that. He says that's the majority of people and their thought process is like, because when you take a picture with a celebrity, 9 times out of 10 you're not taking it for yourself, you're taking it to share with other people and stuff. And I mean, I'm not going to say I have never done that before. There are plenty of times where I wish I would have gotten a picture with a celebrity that I've
Hmm.
worked with. But for the majority of it, like, I never ask. Me personally, anyways, I never really ask. If they offer, I'll and I'm not busy at that second, I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Um, or even autographs. Like, I haven't gotten an autograph since fucking The Rock when I was a kid, dude. For myself, anyways. Um,
I, the only autograph I ever got was Walter Jones, the first Black
okay,
Power Ranger.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this was I was young.
Right
I
now,
did meet Rupert once from Survivor. That was cool.
yeah.
I don't
My
mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I know, like, my son has autographs from like no name celebrities, which is kind of cool actually. They do the Star Trek Continues show, which has no affiliation to CBS, people. Chill. Um and and it's really cool. And then the only, like, I guess, famous autograph that he has, that I went with him to get it. And he was a little kid when we did this. And the guy was on The Walking Dead, which, when I worked there, I had seen him a few times when I worked on it. And then the guy was also in one of my favorite Rob Zombie movies, The Devil's Rejects.
Oh,
So when we went, it was like a little convention in town, a toy convention actually, but they sometimes had celebrities show up. And we went there, and uh I basically talked to the guy. I didn't, like, get a picture or nothing with him myself until he offered for it. Cuz, like, we paid for, like, the portrait that they give you, like, at a normal convention,
yeah,
and an autograph, just so that my son could go up and talk to him and shit like that. And he legit sat there, and I'll say the guy's name, Lou Temple, from The Devil's Rejects. He was in The Walking Dead. I don't remember what seasons he was in there for. Really nice guy. And he actually sat down and talked with me, and about, like, production work, shit like that.
yeah.
He actually talked with my son, like, legit gave us some time to talk with him.
That's
and
awesome.
and then he ended up just telling, he let us take some selfies with him and stuff, mainly because my kid wanted to take some pictures with him, so I was like, yeah, why not. um so we took some pictures with him, and he was a really cool guy, and I really respected everything. Like, I respected his attitude the most. um and he actually ended up giving us our money back for the autograph photo and shit. Like, he's like, here, dude, like, yeah. So
That's
uh
yeah. I really like hearing stories like that because there's a lot of actors out there who are like that,
mhm.
and then you get some actors who are like,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't waste my time. Give me
Right,
the
right,
money,
right.
take the picture, leave.
Yeah. Well, I remember I worked on the Trailer Park Boys Coming to America, or whatever they called it that season, on Netflix, and I was with the guys the whole time. And I'm not going to say anything that's, like, going to get anyone in anything, or NDAs
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
bullshit. But like, we legit, like, sat there in the mall, and I just talked to them. I didn't even get a picture with them. And it's kind of like the one crew that I worked with them multiple times, and I was like, man, I kind of wish I would have gotten a photo with them just for myself. But then I'm like, you know what? The time I actually spent talking with them was so much better, because, like, I learned so much more about them individually, about the show, even though I don't even watch the fucking show. And then, like, different things that they have going on outside of the production and shit like that. So it was really cool, and I really appreciate the time when celebrities uh will give some time like that rather than just like, here's your picture and or autograph, here, let me sign your tits for you or some shit, something stupid.
Yeah.
um so my question, I guess, after hearing some of those things, is like, which do you prefer? Do you think it's a good thing or like a bad thing to ask for a photo, or would you rather do the actual conversation with them and then just see what happens? Like, you know,
Yeah. I I don't have the mentality of caring
right, right.
about other people paying attention to me. I mean, I openly talk about watching Power Rangers. I don't care.
Power Rangers
Uh,
is good.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If you were rewatching this stuff, you wouldn't be saying that.
I rewatched the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2 years ago all the way through, and I still
Eh,
love it. And not just the movie, the actual show. Although
yeah.
that first movie is pretty dope still. It could use some refreshers on the CG, but yeah.
Oh yeah. But so yeah, I would definitely go with having a conversation because I don't. I mean, if it's someone I'm interested in, it's someone because of their personality. I would, I want to talk to them. I'd like to know a bit more about their experience with
Right.
stuff they've done, and uh, it, that's why I really like when a lot of them get interviewed for things. Like, there's a he doesn't do it anymore, but there was this he's a comedian, Toby Hadoke.
Mhm.
He went and interviewed a bunch of like lesser people who worked on Doctor Who, like not the actors that everyone else focuses on, but he talked to like lighting crews, sound, clothing,
Yeah.
like, and it's just fascinating hearing about them and the other stuff they worked on and their passions. And so if I were to talk like Vin Diesel, I'd be like, dude, tell me about your D&D campaign. You know, it's like they're them as a person I'm interested in, not their work.
Right. Yeah, I for me, it's not even necessarily that I'm interested in it's gonna be sound so bad. I'm not necessarily even interested in them as a person. It's just like I don't feel the need to get a picture with you just for my own personal clout gain
Well,
or whatever too. You
with you,
know,
you get to know them.
some of
Sometimes
them, yeah, yeah.
it's a little different.
Yeah.
But
Like
I mean, I'm sure if I knew Vin Diesel, I wouldn't give a crap about what'd you do last Thursday.
right? How big was that douche you just took, brah? That's what you be talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, if I talk to Vin Diesel, there's only one question I would ask him. Like, as my first question, I would ask him, how does it feel to have the one franchise in the world that is the most diverse franchise ever
No,
without using
I
it for
agree.
marketing?
Yeah, it's true. He doesn't.
Like, they do not use it as a marketing ploy, as like, look at the diversity in these films. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that tactic kind of grades on me. I know why they do it, and I
Hmm.
know some people are appreciative of it, but
Yeah,
I'd rather you show and not tell.
right. And see, that's the thing too, is like those movies get so much shit because they are, like what they are. But it's like, if you sit down, watch these movies, especially these people that always are like yelling for more diversity, like, bro, go watch these movies. Like, legit, they up your ass, diversity up your ass, man. Like real diversity, not just like, oh, here's like 20 people of this color and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now they're gonna have an Invisible Man. Man, this shit's getting crazy.
Invisible Man.
John Cena.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You can't see him. He's so translucent you can't see.
That's true. That's something I hadn't thought about that franchise. It is. That's awesome.
Yeah. it's I mean, yeah. It's funny when I was talking to somebody else about that the other day, and they're like, "No," I was like, "Dude, like trust me." I was like, "What do you think's the most diverse film?" And he like named off some film that had like maybe two different races in it. Maybe. I was like, "Really? Like that's not diverse. Diversity is there's more than just two races. There's more than two colors in the human race spectrum."
I don't even know what I would answer if I was asked that. So, man, I'd have to think about it because I mean, stuff like that doesn't usually cross my mind. But
Right.
I mean,
Oh, I never thought about that shit until like the media has made it such a prominent thing for people to think about. It's just like, okay, what's this movie's like agenda on race or gender or whatever today, and you usually can tell by their trailers. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, the last person I got to meet and got a signature from, he's not.
Mhm.
Uh, I get a celebrity in a way. It's a board game designer named Jonathan Ying. He designed the
Okay.
people are gonna give me crap for this, but the Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid board game. I got his signature. I met him at Gen Con last year, and we got to sit down and chat for a bit. It's like there was no one around, so I mean,
Yeah.
really, there was no one to stop us from talking. He had his handlers there, but they didn't care. And
Yeah.
he's a really awesome guy, and just being able to chat with people, I think, is way better than a picture. And who knows if they like you enough, maybe they'll give you a picture anyway.
Right.
Not
And
saying that's incentive to do that, but
yeah. My thing was, just when I heard the one guy's talking about it, I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense because everyone I know that takes pictures with celebrities is constantly posting them online. Like, I have photos with celebs that I've never even posted anywhere, like even in MySpace back in the day. you know,
see, if I'm getting a
like
photo, it's to hang on my wall.
Right. Yeah. It's like I'm not gonna uh use their celebrity status to boost my own personal like, oh, you like this photo just because the fucking celebrity is in it, so I feel good now. Yay, because I'm in it too, type of bullshit. Like I'm not down with like the the false narrative, I guess it would put out there, you
Yeah.
know? And nothing against my friends that do that shit. Like, I get it. You want to show off and be like, hey, this is where I'm at in the world now, especially for like people that do the work on the films and stuff.
To all my friends who do that, no, I judge you.
I just have no reason to do it myself. um
Nah,
There was one I really wish I would have gotten a photograph with, but not because of his celebrity status, but because of what he meant to me as a kid and to me as uh, 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 uh what would you say? Sci-fi nerd, I guess. I don't know. Um so Yeah, he just meant a lot to me. And I still might be able to get it because I actually know his assistant um and have her number, and she actually still sends me shit of from him. So that's kind of cool. Uh yeah. So I don't know if I should say who it is.
you don't have to if you don't want to.
I think I've said it before. Um so I worked on a Quaker Oats commercial years back and got to meet Buzz Aldrin. And
Oh,
instead of like everybody else, I felt so bad for the guy. That's also another reason I didn't get a picture because well, they're not bad for him like as a person, but like bad for the situation because like all the crew members and shit, like he was just sitting in the chair and they would come up and just like selfie it all the time
Don't do that.
with him, and he just like sat like they had to like shoo everybody away, like his assistant had to like shoo them away and be like, all right,
Oh,
it's time to get done with the pictures and shit like that. And I actually ended up talking to him in his green room that we had set up. So I actually got a conversation, well, a semi conversation, I'll say, with him. Um, so that was cool, but I never got the photo, and I really wish I would have because I've ever since I was a kid, like, dude, men on the moon, come on, the first men, I'll say, since
yeah.
yeah, Neil took that spot. um yeah, like it was just one of those things. It's like, man, like
That
this was
stuff.
so cool to meet him, but I felt so bad that these people would just felt the need to just he's sitting there, so they're gonna rush up and take. I'm like, you guys have worked this industry for how long, and you're doing this bullshit? Come on.
Yeah. Don't treat people like
I think
they're
I think
scenery.
yeah, I think I get more upset when I see people in the industry do it more so than just like some normal, not
Because
normal.
they should know better.
First of all, everybody that works in the industry is normal, just doesn't work like well,
I don't know
kind
about
of.
that. Knowing
but
you two, I don't know about that.
but like when you see someone that doesn't work in the industry doing that, I'm like, okay, I get it. That's society has deemed this like the behavior that people do when they see celebrities. But as somebody that works in the industry, it's like, no, like you should know better. Give them respect. They are people. You hear and see the bullshit they go through on a daily basis, like through TMZ and all that shit. They don't need that. Like, talk to them. They're just people. I've always felt like they are just people. Even when I was a kid and I met The Rock, I just looked like, and I was a massive WWF fan at the time. Um, and
At
like,
WWF?
no, it was not WWF, and
Not
not
anymore.
not with the Rock in it. Uh, but like even then, like I was a massive fan, and he played around. That sounds disgusting. Um, The Rock is not a pervert. He like me and my buddy and his brothers were in the back of the sports store. It was a like a sports memorabilia store that my buddy's grandpa owned, and that's where The Rock was coming to do autographs. And so he showed up late. Oh my god, this is a great story for The Rock too. So he showed up late, and the first thing he does is oh, I'm not gonna say the first thing he does because I don't. Just in case it's the wrong people are watching this, that can be an off-air thing. All right, so he actually goes out and does like all the autographing and stuff. He stayed like 2 extra hours on top of the time he was supposed to be there just because he was late a few minutes. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
And then he like put us in the rock bottom position in the back room and stuff, like me and my buddies and stuff like that,
That's
just to play
awesome.
around with us for a little bit. It's like one these are things like from my childhood I will never forget. It's so awesome. And like I had like we got our shirts autographed by him. I still have and it's like probably you can probably find the picture online. It was the picture of The Rock with the purple background and the WWF championship belt on him. And I still have
Yep.
that. I just gotta find it because I want to hang that on my wall. Because it says WWF on it. Duh. Not because of The Rock.
Obviously.
um and yeah, I still remember that. He autographed our shirts and everything. I really wish I would have had my Brahma Bull jersey at the time when I did that because that would have been cool to have him autograph that. Because I'd frame the shit out of that. And I know I literally just said I don't care about autographs and stuff, but I was a kid at that time. Come on, people,
I mean, everyone gets starstruck, even other. I
other
mean,
stars.
I was just listening to Whoopi Goldberg or David Tennant interview Whoopi Goldberg, where she was, you know, starstruck meeting him for the first time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's say she was kind of a bigger name before him. So
Mm. Yeah.
I don't think that ever goes away, regardless of age,
I
for
think
certain people.
the other ones don't recall if we got their autographs or not, but I know we got a couple pictures with them. I would have to find them again. We were kids, so we were just told to go stand by them. But my buddy's grandpa also owned another store in the mall in the same town. So we went from his one store with the Rock to the mall store, and outside there they had Al Snow, Mankind, and I forget who the third one was. I just remember the main two. The third one I think was just like a cruiserweight or some shit that I just didn't know this or know at that time. Maybe.
Hopefully, it wasn't Ray.
No, no. That was WCW days, so these were all WWF guys too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that was before Rey Mysterio probably even put the mask on.
He wore the mask, then took it off, then put it back on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got to meet those guys too. Uh, Mick Foley is one of those guys I wouldn't mind sitting down and having a conversation with. He seems like
Ask him
he's
about
got
his
all them stories.
favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get hours of stories from that.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that subject up because it sparked something in me because I was like, well, I've seen a lot of people do this stuff that are kind of douches about it, but then I also get it from the other perspective as well. And I'm kind of I guess I wouldn't say I'm like no, but I'm kind of like in between. It just depends. Or sometimes I'm just tossed into a picture with somebody and that's it. Like I just saw a picture of that my buddy took when we worked on another thing with the astronaut from Canada, and me and him are standing side by side with the guy. I was like, I don't even remember this picture being taken. And he just posted it on Facebook the other day again. I was like, okay, yeah. So there's lots of pictures probably with me and the celebrity, but I just don't know about them.
No, I think that's a important, really good thing to bring up. And anyone listening, don't take creepy shots like you're a TMZ journalist of celebrities. Go talk to them. Sure, sometimes they might be in a rush and don't have time for it, but a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, sure, quick photo.
Yeah.
Because most of them are, they appreciate the people that help them get to where they are. So
Yeah.
just don't
Definitely.
be a creeper.
Like
Don't treat them like furniture.
especially the ones I think that get it the worst are the ones that have been in the business the longer, like the actors and stuff. Like I feel so bad for some of them because some of them just don't go out and do normal things anymore because of shit like that.
Yeah.
And then of course you have like younger celebrities when they first get the fame. Not all of them, but a decent portion of them when they first get the fame, they're like, yeah, let's do it. Like they jump in every photo they can get into just because they feel like, it's going to get them more clout on their side. But it's like you're doing yourself. Sometimes I feel, granted, I'm not a famous person, so I can't say too much, but from what I see, I feel it's doing it's a detriment to them because if they keep doing it and keep doing it, keep doing it, it's going to normalize it for them for when they're older, and then they don't want that shit anymore.
Yeah.
They're going to be known as the person that was okay with doing everything before, and now they're, and we all know society already says we can't change as human beings. So.
The only other thing I'll say is if you do see them out with their family,
Mhm.
maybe don't bother them then,
Oh yeah, yeah,
because family time.
yeah.
Some of them might be cool about it, but other ones, just know that they probably hate you on the inside.
Yep. Well, there's some like a lot of people they don't allow pictures of their kids anywhere. Like, and if you like go
Well,
by,
yeah, don't do that. But I meant
yeah,
just asking for a photo while they're out.
right.
They want to go to
But
dinner or
but a
stuff.
lot of people will try and take pictures of them and their family together because you don't
Yeah,
ever
just-
see those in the tabloids and shit.
I'll go back to don't be a creeper.
Yeah. I get your iPhone can do the same thing the cameras in the 90s can do now, but
Except
let's
you don't
just
have to go
chill. Yeah, they just don't know you're taking the photo. Then.
Polaroids. No,
Also,
not
don't follow celebrities to their houses. I've heard some
no, don't
horror
do
stories
that.
about that. From a few celebs. Don't fucking do that, people. Like
And
that
if
is
you
the worst thing ever. That would be like, okay, would you want someone following you home? Like, think about it. They don't care how much of a fan you are. Your $20 every few years buying their movie does not make you worthy
no,
enough to
and
stalk
if you
them
do accidentally find out where they live, don't take a photo of the address and put it.
on the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because there are freaks out there that will do. Yeah,
yeah. Just be
unfortunately.
respectful. It's kind of the main point here. But that Lou Temple you were talking. The If anyone wants to see his latest two work, pieces of work that came out
Mhm.
recently last year was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Between the Darkness.
Oh, he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Hmm.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he wasn't in there very long though, was he? No, he wasn't in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah, he was.
named
Okay,
Pirate Lou.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's done a lot of shit since then too. Holy crap! Yeah, he's one of those actors. He does a lot of stuff. He's a good guy. I recommend watching a lot of his stuff. I clearly have not watched a lot of his stuff, but um, he's done several films with Rob Zombie. I know for sure. Uh, and there's other movies of his I've seen too, but I just can't remember him offhand. But yeah, definitely check him out. He was in the Rango movie, the
Yeah,
Johnny Depp lizard movie. Yeah,
that one was weird.
it was interesting. We'll say that.
Do you know Johnny Depp came out and said he doesn't care if people think he's weird?
I mean, why would you? Like, if people think you're weird, they're probably not gonna mess with you.
Yeah,
So, you know, I think he's probably more worried about people thinking he's a wife beater than anything.
yeah.
Like, uh, I don't care if you think I'm weird, but I did not shit on my own bed.
God, that it's just a defamation suit, and it's getting weird. They're like,
Yeah,
it's like they're going through a divorce, a messy divorce, and just more and more stuff. And it's just to stop a magazine from printing something that he says isn't true.
yeah.
This is the weirdest. Like I said, I don't even know.
Okay. What?
No, just that whole mess. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, what else you got for me, man? I got that sidetracked with celebrities.
no, that was a really awesome story.
I got more stories. I just don't tell them all.
Much like you saying 5 minutes with those people, I enjoy getting some 5 minutes with you.
Now you get an hour and a half with me so far, dude. Come on now.
Yeah,
Um,
we're mostly talking about other people.
yeah, yeah. Let's talk about everybody.
Uh,
On this episode of Operation Babble, uh, 5 minutes with Myke. No, I don't fucking
Random reference to Doctor Who and Power Rangers from me.
know.
There
No.
was a
Oh, speaking of Power Rangers, everybody go back and rewatch the Green Ranger saga and the Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series because that was awesome, and it's always going to be awesome. And once that candle goes out, it's not so awesome, but enjoy it.
good reference. Here's, did you see they're releasing a special 40th anniversary for Friday the 13th?
I did not.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's going to be in theaters again for a bit. I think I heard
The
that there's going to be a
original.
special like documentary. Yeah, it turns 40.
I mean, but who wants to see the original? Like, really? Like,
It's got its fans. I mean, you
I
being a
mean,
fan of the horror genre,
I like the original, but of all of the Friday the 13th movies, that would not be the one I would choose. Go and see
is
in
that the
theaters
one
again.
where? Because I remember one. It's
So
been a long time.
we're gonna spoil the first Friday the 13th film.
I wasn't going to spoil it. Well,
No, we're
maybe
gonna
say it,
spoil
but
it.
it's been a very long time since I seen
Yeah,
anything other than Jason X because that movie is so bad it's hilarious. Uh,
it's a fun one.
is that the one where they get away from the killer by hiding behind the door of a cabin? Like they open it up and they're looking around for the guy they want to kill and they can't find him, so they just walk out. He's behind the door.
um, that might be the Friday the 13th remake that
No,
Michael
no,
Bay
this is
did.
definitely an old one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I
I
haven't
just
watched the original in a long time. I just um yeah,
I'm like, oh
don't
man,
recall.
there's
But
so many
the original is the
tropes.
killer. The killer in the original one is all done in first person,
Yeah.
so you don't find out who the killer is until the very end. Which spoilers, it's his mom.
Um,
Jason's not even in the fucking movie.
shouldn't talk about someone's mom.
Your mom's so dead, she got her head cut off with a fucking axe by a bunch of campers at Clint. And then the second one, Jason finally shows up and he's wearing a potato sack with eye holes.
That's the one. That's exactly
That's
the
the
costume
one.
I was thinking of. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm pointing
Um
over here. You can't see.
and yeah, because they do some weird shit in that one where like he has his mom's head like as a shrine and shit like that.
Mhm.
And then the third one, he starts off with the potato sack and then finally gets the iconic hockey mask after he kills someone who is wearing a hockey mask. So he does the hockey mask is like so iconic, but it doesn't show up until the third fucking movie. Yeah. Fun tidbit about Friday the 13th. My mom watched it when she was a kid. And my grandparents live on a campground in West Virginia.
Mhm.
And on that campground, on the top of the mountain, there's a lake that they call Crystal Lake.
Mhm.
uh,
Oh,
my mom almost my mom almost drowned in it once when she was a kid. Um, but that's a whole nother story. But they snuck around to watch the Friday the 13th film. And apparently the boys that they were hanging out with thought it would be a good idea to follow the girls home and try and scare them. Um, and my grandpa has guns, so that didn't go over very well. But yeah, so that's Camp Crystal Lake. Um, yeah, Crystal Lake. The lake is still actually on top of the mountain. You cannot swim in it though because it's just nasty, nasty lake. Most of the
is
lakes
it?
there have snakes in them anyways, so or water moccasins. Sorry.
Nope.
Nope.
Uh, is there's a lake in Minnesota, and there used to be one in Arizona that had a Jason Voorhees statue in them.
Oh yeah, that'd be
And
pretty neat.
I know the one in Arizona was a diver's marker,
Mhm.
but the one in Minnesota, well, this doesn't tell me exactly where it is in Minnesota. Oh, Crosby.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's also a diver's marker, but yeah, it's at the bottom of the lake. So, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
but the one in Arizona they had to remove. I think they're putting or they did put a Freddy statue in the one in Minnesota, near the one in Minnesota as well.
Why?
The crossover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Did you
Um,
ever watch those the TV show spin-offs of those?
I have. So the Nightmare on Elm Street series was kind of just like the Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, they were like anthology stuff. Both of
Yeah.
them were, I'm pretty sure.
The Friday 13th one I think was an actual
Was
show
it?
because it wasn't so hard to do that. I don't feel. Um I don't recall. I actually own it. I just haven't watched it in a very long time.
I
Like
just
since I was a
remember
kid.
yeah, I remember being homesick from school and them playing those with old Twilight Zone and
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it
I
Door to
think
the Other Dimension or whatever the Twilight Zone spin or ripoff was back then?
yeah. I think that the Friday or not the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street show was better because it was a more anthology. Of course, I was a huge Tales from the Crypt fan,
Yeah,
so with the Crypt Master and shit. And then I
that was a good
remember
show.
it was that was the show I always watched was Tales from the Crypt. And then of course, they did I don't even know if you recall uh like the Saturday morning cartoons on Fox back in the day. I don't remember what they called that block, but
Fox Kids.
Fox Kids, yeah, duh. Why didn't I fucking I was a Fox Kids member, club member. Um
Same.
they had Tales from the Crypt Keeper, which was a cartoon version of Tales from the Crypt. So
Yeah,
that
they
was
did.
always interesting. And I have that as well. It was it was interesting to see that though because I remember watching that and then getting into the actual TV show like more because of the cartoon. My older brother would always watch the show.
Yeah, my mom and stepdad would watch the show. This kind of leads me into a question I kind of got while listening to you guys while I was in Australia last week.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Wait, you were in Australia last week?
that's what John was saying
Oh.
because of my terrible connection.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, was there something that you saw that you watched way too young, like too early?
Everything.
Because I know John brought it up, but I was Congo would probably be something I watched bit
Okay.
too young.
Yeah.
Uh, I
I
love the
mean,
film, but it scared the shit out of me.
I think John was talking about like RoboCop
Yeah,
and Terminator
but
2.
it kind of got me thinking about stuff. What did you
Yeah.
know? You've seen
I,
before. You probably should have.
I think the things I probably saw, I mean, I horror movies. There was a lot of horror movies I watched before I watched like a Terminator 2 or a RoboCop. Like and that's probably why, those things I always saw RoboCop as a kid's thing. Honestly, growing up like the whole time I was like this is for everybody. And then when you get older and you realize like the shit that kids watch and you're like, "Oh, this isn't for kids."
Yeah, I kind of got the same. I think RoboCop 3 is the one because that's where they really kidify it,
Uh-huh.
especially for toys and stuff with the
At,
jetpack. But
at least you said kidify. I thought you were gonna say pedophile. I was like,
no,
don't say that.
I don't think they covered that in those movies.
So
Darko,
this
but
one, I watched this movie at a really young age. This movie came out in 91. I probably saw it in 91. So I was 5, I believe.
I don't want to say how old I was.
And it was Dolly Dearest for our
Oh,
audio listeners. And this movie scared the fuck out of me. Um, but surprisingly, I'm a very, very avid Child's Play fan. So maybe
it
the
probably helped.
yeah, maybe. Um I Dolly Dearest was that one that just got me like it's very demonic in the way that the dolls look after a while. Um I will say I think I watched the movie Dolls before that though, which
Mm.
is the dolls are smaller, kind of like Puppet Master size almost. Um I probably actually watched Puppet Master before that, even now that I
I was
think
gonna
about
say
it.
Puppet Master was another one that like
But
scarred me as a kid.
again, Puppet Master, I didn't look at that as an adult thing. This is what happens when your parents don't raise you right, kids. But
I didn't
yeah,
even start school when I saw Puppet Master for the first time, and
I have every single Puppet Master movie, like even like Puppet Master Axis and all that shit that just came out. So yeah. Children of Corn was another one that I watched at a younger age
oh
too.
yeah,
I
I
didn't grasp that though when I was a kid, so I didn't understand it. It wasn't until recently where like I finally went back, probably about 5 years ago, and rewatched all of the Children of Corn movies because we watched them as kids, and our parents were we lived in Ohio, of course. You know Ohio, fucking cornfields everywhere.
Yeah.
And they would always like threaten to leave us here, and I was just like, get out of the car. And I was just like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like, it didn't like register with me at that time like what those movies were like about. So yeah, it wasn't until I got, like I said, about 5 years ago, I watched every single one. I bought like a pack. It was like a DVD pack, and it had like all the Puppet Master, or not Puppet Master, the Children of Corn movies in it, and I watched them all, and I was just like, okay, some of these are okay, and some of these are just really bad. They're not as good as people think they
No.
are.
Especially the later ones.
Yeah, it's, but I own them, so um
How long until that gets a remake?
they're still making them.
What number are we up?
They had like Children of the Corn. I think the last one was, I don't remember, like 2000 and something, because it's based off of a story, like an actual novel.
Stephen King's short story.
Yeah. The last one was in 2000. No, that's 2001. There's one. So 2011, Children of the Corn Genesis.
Oh, it already had a remake.
When?
Yeah. 2009.
No, it didn't. 2001, they had Children of Corn Revelation. I'm looking at every single one right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 total.
Yeah,
There was,
Children of the Corn 2009.
where? What was it called?
Children of the Corn
Oh, maybe it's not in the same series then.
is the 8th installment in Children of the Corn series. There we go.
Oh, that was 2011 then. Children of Corn Genesis?
No, just before that. 2009.
Oh, there's not
By
showing one for
Donald
that on my
Borchers.
side. Okay. Or where are you looking? Are you looking on Wikipedia where it's wrong, probably?
I'm looking at
Anybody
Wikipedia.
can write on there, Tivis.
It's not as easy as people think it is. As someone who's tried.
But yeah, the Children of Corn series is not as good as people uh in the horror community, I think, want to try and say it is. Puppet Master starts to
Oh,
go. Puppet Master goes in waves. It can't make up its mind either. Especially when they did Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. So
yeah. No, this was a TV remake, apparently. It premiered on Sci Fi.
oh yeah. That's what this is.
So it didn't even go to theaters.
Then it's not part of the original.
No, I said it was a remake.
It's not part of the. It's not anything. It's nothing. It's a nothing film. As John would say, it's trash. Oh, but yeah, the Puppet Master ones are pretty cool. There's always something in there. I think they like most horror films throughout time have gotten more comedic at moments than they originally started.
Yeah.
I think the best two that I can think of that people can think about with it is um uh, what is it, Nightmare Before on Elm Street. I always want to say Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street got very humorous, and then of course Child's Play got very humorous towards that. I mean, they're still doing them, so who knows what they're gonna come up. Curse
Jason
of
X.
Jason X, yeah, yeah, that was, I don't know why they did that. I would love to see though the movie after Jason X, where Jason falls onto the alien planet. Give me that movie, bro. Like, that's what we need.
Yeah, it's a shame that movie halted their plan to do 13.
Didn't they do like Freddy vs. Jason after that? That's when they did that run, right?
I believe so. So I think he only made it 11 films total.
Yeah.
So they were too shy.
Which, I mean, the quote unquote remake that Michael Bay's company did could, in theory, be a sequel, anyways. all those movies. It's not like there's any chronological bullshit going on with them.
Have you?
A few of them have some stuff in them that
I
go,
know
but
you're not much of a gamer, but have you heard of Until Dawn?
no.
It is a theme cinematic game where it's like an interactive movie basically.
Hmm.
Uh, and it's entirely made like based on those old classic horror movie tropes. Like it is, I think you would really enjoy it.
Mm,
The company that made it started
maybe.
making an anthology series.
Okay.
Uh, this one's Man of Medan,
Okay.
and each one's going to focus on different aspects. This one was about like a haunted ghost ship. I don't know if you've ever heard the
Yeah. Yeah.
story of Medan. And the next one that's coming out this year is like a witch's tale. It's kind of like Salem type stuff. So
Right.
each one's going to be themed, and like I think
Are they separate games or are they like
yeah,
DLCs?
they're like
Okay.
anthology type stuff.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Interesting.
So anyone who's interested in like horror stuff and interactive things,
Yeah.
I highly recommend those. Even if you're not much of a gamer, like I said, they're more of interactive movies.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. That's
I
pretty
keep
dope.
fading out.
Keep fading
Fucking
in
auto
and
zoom.
out. I have to turn mine off for this, otherwise
I
it'll do
don't
the
know
same thing.
how.
I had to download a program to do it, so
Oh,
yeah, that works with the camera, the specific camera. Um, so yeah, that's actually a good one. Like too early to have watched. I would say I was too early to watch anything that I probably watched. I mean, I even watched freaking the original Ninja Turtles movie when I was a little kid, and that's not really for little kids. Like, if you go back and
yeah.
think about it, yeah. Like the second one, yeah. The third one, definitely. The first one, not so much. Actually, I think the second one's probably the only one that's really for kids, full circle. So
I mean, we were talking about the Power Rangers. I mean, they put a chick in a bikini in there just for the dads.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
The Pet Cemetery. I was a bit older, but that fucking scene where
Which one?
slices open the old man's Achilles.
Oh, the first one.
I There's not a
Yeah.
week that goes by that at least once a day I'm like, please don't anything stab me from under the bed as I get up.
Wasn't that Was it the Herman Munster guy that he stabbed? Right.
It's when the kid kills the old man.
Yeah, the old man's the guy who plays Herman Munster.
Is he?
I believe so.
I gotta check that.
I I believe so. I don't know anymore. Actually, I'm just probably talking out my ass, but who knows?
The original?
Yeah, the original Herman Munster, Fred Gwynn. Boom, Pet Cemetery, Judd Crandall. Yeah,
Oh, whoops. I selected Richard Long accidentally.
because he's the one that warns him about the cemetery, and then he's also the one that tells him about the fucking cemetery, which didn't make sense.
Ah, man, that just makes it even worse. I like Herman. I
Yeah.
also like the old man. And then the
Um,
freaking remake ruining Stairs Without Backs for me.
Stairs. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't watch the remake. I did see Pet Cemetery 2 with Freddie
I
Eddie
actually
Furlong.
I watched that one before the first one.
Really?
And so yeah, I didn't realize how bad the first one was gonna get for me because I'm like, oh, that one's not too bad.
Right.
But I also saw The Ring 2 before The Ring. So
Oh yeah.
my sister and I, she loves horror films, so we just make fun of that endlessly.
I think the Eddie Furlong one, Pet Cemetery 2, for people who are listening, um, it wasn't as yeah, it's not as scary. It's
No.
because there's more like the first one. I think is creepier because well, you get the animal thing, whatever, but it's also a baby. Whereas Pet Cemetery 2, it's like the dog, and then it's the friend, if I recall that one right. So it's
The
like a
friend's dad.
the friend's dad. I thought it was the friend came back.
Maybe because I know that he eventually, offs his
Dies.
family. So
Maybe okay, yeah. So it was his dad that he brought back. Okay, it has to be right. I haven't watched that one in a while, but I just remember it wasn't as scary as the first one.
no,
Um,
I still found it interesting, but it's definitely not as scary.
there's nothing more scarier than a baby trying to kill you.
Something grabbing you from under the bed. Damn.
That's one series that I haven't watched in a very long time for Pet Cemetery. Just I haven't having kids, you don't get to watch as many horror movies as you'd like anymore. Or
I,
it's very limited time frame where you can.
I'm very hit and miss with a lot of Stephen King stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've never understood the fascination with that film. I think The Fog, or the book, I meant The Fog is much better.
Hmm.
But I do like how he, in later with the Dark Tower, combined everything into the same universe and then ripped off other franchises because you got people with lightsabers and golden snitches flying around.
Yeah. I
I
think
feel like I'm losing my voice.
it is it is best when it's just dealing with the kids. But because the book also deals with them as adults, it kind of uh I feel it's a detriment to the movies because when I see a bunch of kids being scared to death, I find a little bit more fear in that than a bunch of adults being scared of a fucking clown.
Who turns into a giant spider?
Like, you guys can literally leave the fucking city. Just leave. You're
Who's afraid of a
adults.
turtle?
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
I'm sorry, fan. I know it has its fans, but I
I
never
liked
understood.
I remember watching the original when I was a kid. Um with Tim Curry. And like the first part is good. Or not the first part. It was I think it was broken into three parts actually. Right?
I
No, it
think it's
was
just
two
two.
parts. It was two parts. The first part was okay. And then the second part was the only part that I still had images in my mind from because of the fucking spider that he turns into. Other than that, the movie's forgettable for the most part, besides like the basis story and everything. Like everything else is forgettable. Not the sequel, the remake that they just recently did. Well, one, you can tell it's not a made for TV movie. So people that like want to try and say this one's so much better, guys, it's because they actually had a budget. And it's like 30 years later. Come on. Um it was okay. It didn't get me to jump ever, but I also think that's just like watching too many scary movies. You might you get an idea of where the tropes are going to come into and the stupid jump scares and all that bullshit. So who knows? I did not watch part two because I took my wife to go see the first one, and she was scared shitless, and she refuses to watch the second part. I'm like, dude, you have to watch the second part, otherwise you won't know if he's dead or not for real.
You know, I got a friend who is afraid of clowns. Her and her fiance moved to Florida
Hmm.
this past year, but she's afraid of clowns. But she still went and saw it.
Yeah, yeah. No, my wife Nick is deathly afraid of clowns, and the reason she's afraid of clowns is because of the first It on TV. Like her parents told her she wasn't allowed to watch it when she was a kid, so she went to her grandma, and her grandma let her watch it. And my wife had a clown bedroom when she was a kid. They had to tear every clown thing out of her room before she would go to sleep, and before she would even go back in the room. And
So
she
she
still
hate.
doesn't like clowns, which is awesome because I have a clown costume.
So she hated that house in The Good Place then.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Like she hates clowns. Like I found these really cool vintage pictures that were hand painted of clowns from um uh, uh like one of the circuses back in the day. They were nice, hand painted and everything. And I got them for free. And I was gonna hang them up in the house, and she wouldn't let me. So I had to sell them. I was like, man, come on. They were so nice. But yeah, that she doesn't fuck with clowns. Like the only reason she went and saw the first one was because I talked her into it. I was like, look, maybe you're not scared anymore. She just wanted to test the waters to see if she'd still be scared or
That's a heck of a one to try.
not. Yeah. So
I guess I've never understood the fear of clowns. When I see a clown, I'm like, oh, that's got to be a sad life.
there's a movie I have about clowns. It's called The Last Circus. It's a uh, uh oh what is it called? A Spaniard. It's a Spaniard film. So it's all in Spanish, but the cinematography and the trailer and shit just looks so beautiful. I had to have it, and I watched the film by myself, and it's a really good film. It's again, people, it's called The Last Circus, and I recommend everyone watch it. Even if you don't like reading subtitles, read the fucking subtitles because the story is awesome and it looks beautiful at the same time. You rarely get that where a story and the visuals are great together. Um, and like I'm not just saying like, oh, I love it because it's pretty and everything. No, the story is actually really good. I don't think I've seen any bad things about the film, but of course I haven't gone looking. So, uh, yeah, and I still have yet to get her to watch that one because there's clowns in it.
You recommend a good film. I'm going to recommend a terrible film, Killer
Uh-oh.
Clowns from Outer Space.
That is a good one too.
It is so bad, but so worth it.
It's so bad it's good. Uh, that is on my list on Amazon, I think, to watch. Is it Amazon or Net? One of the streaming services we got. It's on there, and it's like in my list to watch again soon. Or maybe it's on my hard drive. I don't really remember. Fuck. Too many places with movies. Oh man. So what else you got for me, man? We're gonna if we keep talking horror movies, we're gonna jump from franchise to franchise.
I guess we could.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. That first one, awesome. They recently did one called Leatherface, which is like an origin almost for him. And it wasn't actually bad. Like I did not hate it. It was actually
I've heard
pretty
some
well
good things
done.
about it.
I'd never heard it existed until I was on Vudu one day looking through movies and it was there and I was like, I'm just gonna buy this because it's only a few bucks. So, and then I watched it with my youngest kid next to me. I just had him put headphones on and gave him his tablet, and then he hears screaming, and then a chainsaw, and he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I heard a chainsaw and screaming. Is somebody getting cut up?"
it's a magic trick. I
It's
love
funny.
the auto insurance parody of that film.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's go hide in the garage behind the chainsaws. Why don't we just get in the running car? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
They
But
go
he
hide in the garage, and the killer's just there, like, you idiots.
my youngest has a toy chainsaw. So every now and then when we're playing around, he'll pull it out as like his weapon and he'll pretend he's like sawing me in half.
You
I
ever
was
see
like, I
the?
don't understand where he gets this from, Mom.
There was a America's Funny Stone Videos. We were watching the 30th just aired
Mhm,
last year, this year.
mhm.
Uh, and one of the videos they played was one that I remember fondly. It's his dad waking up his two kids with a chainsaw. It's gotta be traumatizing for the kids, but it's hilarious. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah. Uh, so this is I'll try not to use so many names, just because. But when I was younger, we had a one of our friends. His dad like had a garage that we ended up turning into a haunted house for Halloween time. Also, Halloween time's coming up, people.
Hell yeah.
Which I have something to say about that after this story. Segue. So he turned his garage into this awesome walk through horror like haunted house type thing. And like all of our parents joined in and we all did shit. Dude, this was even on the news. Like they even brought the news out to the garage to show it off and stuff. I'll have to find the news clip. It was actually pretty cool. Um but one of our friends, Mosier,
Mm-hmm.
Austin's dad was one of the crazy chainsaw wielding psychos in the haunted house. It
That's
was
awesome.
awesome. My dad, he climbed up in the rafters and would jump down at people with a sword, like a bloody ninja. It was crazy. Yeah. Oh wait, no wait. Austin's dad didn't do that. He either did the chainsaw or he was the crazy mummy that would chase you. I forget. I was really young. Uh, but yeah, you should talk to him about that. See if he remembers that. Austin, if you're
I'll have to
listening,
ask.
let me know if you remember that. Um, yeah, but it was really cool. We had like it wasn't a big garage, but the way that they formed everything, you still got to walk around it. We had all the neighborhood kids walk around it after we got to finally go through it. And again, the news crew was out there and shit, like just because it was something for the kids to do on Halloween that they normally couldn't get to do. And we didn't charge any money for it or anything. Hell, we were giving away free drinks and stuff like that and drinks to the parents. Spoilers if that's illegal. We did not do that if it's illegal. But
I'm sure it's past statute limitations,
oh yeah. Yeah.
regardless.
Anyways, no, so since we're going into Halloween time, of course we're probably going to do a lot of podcasts like this where we talk about horror shit most likely. Well, not a lot. There's only 4 weeks in October. But
Hell,
the
Halloween time starts now.
yeah,
If Christmas can go from the day after Halloween, Halloween starts in September.
and it goes past Christmas, right?
Yeah.
um so I was watching the news this morning. Well, I wasn't watching. I just turned it on. Turned the TV on, the news was on. And they were talking about the CDC guidelines, people, for Halloween. The CDC guidelines says you really shouldn't do anything. And I was listening to this, and shit you not, this is exactly what I turned to my wife and said. I said, and I might get hate for this, but I'm a big Halloween person. Come on, people. I was so pissed. I looked at my wife. I was like, man, fuck the CDC. And I was like, you know, the CDC are just becoming the new world order. That's all they're trying to do. I was so pissed. I was just like, come on, man. Like, they are trying to control the world. They are the new world order. For all you conspiracy theorists out there, the CDC is the new world order. And no, not the NWO from WCW people. Like, just Google New World Order. You'll figure it out.
You mean
Anyways,
they're not being led by Hollywood Hogan?
no. Well, maybe. Hollywood likes to control everything, so maybe that was just a social commentary onto the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Anyway, do you got anything else for me, man?
Well, you want to close out with some Marvel news?
Yeah, sure. Let me hear it
Now,
because I have not heard any Marvel news.
first I'll start with Nintendo. Apparently, they confirmed their Mario animated movie will be out by 2022. Well, will be out in 2022.
M- Mario or
Mario.
from Nintendo Mario?
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
was switching to Nintendo real quick.
okay, okay. I was like, wait, we're on Marvel.
So I'm excited to see him get anything again. I think it's a shame that they've
But it's
stayed away for so long.
animated. It's animated though.
It's going to be Illumination that does it.
I just want a live action one. I want a live action sequel, actually. There. Give me a live action sequel to the movie everyone hates.
You're going to have to Weekend at Bernie's that.
Really? Who's dead?
God,
The guy who
you're going to
played
make me
Mario is not dead.
look it up. Oh, shit.
Right? It's the same dude from Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then John Leguizamo, and then uh, I don't remember who the girl who played Daisy.
Oh, well, I'm looking this up. Batman Day was Monday, and I learned some interesting information that almost happened.
Almost happened.
Instead of Keaton, they almost went with a Bill Murray Batman. And can you? I don't know if you saw my post, but can you guess who his Robin was going to be?
Bill Murray. So when was this? 89, right?
Yeah, around
89
there.
Batman. Uh,
Uh oh.
I'm not
Uh
sure.
oh. Oh, oh, oh,
Um, I don't know who it was. So who was it?
Eddie Murphy was almost Robin.
Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
80, 89. Yeah, I could see that. But Bill Murray, I couldn't see. Also, Eddie Murphy was a little older by then, so I don't know if I could see that actually. You needed like even Chris O'Donnell was a weird choice because of how tall he was compared to Batman already and shit. I was looking for
I just
someone shorter, like
think
a
about
Burt Ward.
I just think about how much that would have changed the whole franchise. Because I mean, think about how many things spawned from that Keaton film. We got the Batman animated series,
Yeah.
the tones for the Nolan film, and
Well, it wouldn't have changed anything. It would have just completely decimated it all.
the only way I could see it working is if they try and
Uh-oh.
yeah, it decided to die again.
Technical difficulties. It's all right.
Uh,
All
I
right,
don't know
so
if you
what were we
heard,
talking?
Bob Hoskins passed away.
Bob Haskins. Okay. Did
Yeah,
he
he
win? How old?
6 years ago from pancreas disease. He was 71
Okay.
or
All right,
Parkinson's.
so let's go back for a second though. Like we were talking about the Batman thing. The Bob Haskins is in conjunction with what we were saying. Oh shit, about Mario. Um, but what were you
Oh,
saying about Batman? You got cut off there, man.
I think the only way that work. Oh, you're freezing all over. Okay,
Yeah.
if the only way that would work is if they recreate the campiness of Adam West.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately. So yeah.
Yeah, but the darker tone, and I think so much would have been lost if they went with it. I love Bill Murray, but
I don't think he would have done what we've what we've I don't know. I don't see it. I don't think I've never seen Bill Murray do like a very like a role like that, I guess I'll say. I'm not sure. At least at that time in his career, for sure.
yeah,
Cuz you needed the more somberness and yeah. Yeah, cuz there was a lot of awkward moments in there with Bruce and shit, so.
yeah. So moving on to the casting stuff, though.
Yes, to DC or Marvel, right?
Yeah, Marvel.
Back to Marvel.
Uh, the WandaVision got a new trailer, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks cool. They don't really they still don't really show you what the show is about, which is cool. Uh, but they give you enough to show you how and I hope for what I'm hoping is I hope they keep the weird and I hope that they keep it odd. Otherwise it's just going to be bland if they don't. I feel
Yeah.
it could go really bland really fast, or they can keep it odd and weird and stick with their guns on doing that shit. And don't just make it odd and weird for the fucking trailer, you know? Like that would be a letdown to not only the fans but to the it would be a disservice to her and her show, I feel,
Yeah.
for sure. Cuz there's so many ways you can go with it, but there's only like a few good ways to go with it. So hopefully they don't keep it bland. I like it, and uh that's all I have to say, really. It's intriguing. It's got me wanting to see the show. That's what it's supposed to do, but we'll see how they deliver. I don't think I'm gonna watch any more trailers on it, and I don't even think
No,
it's finished shot yet. Is it? They haven't finished production.
I couldn't say.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah.
but here's one that I know you heard is
What?
Tatiana Maslany cast as She-Hulk.
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah.
So I'm excited just for any news for that show.
Yeah. Yeah. There was
'Cause,
an article that was like, uh, because I didn't know about her other show, Black Orphan, is what it's
yeah,
called. I've never heard of that show, and there was an article titled, Black Orphan, cast as, or they said her name and then said Black Orphan cast as She-Hulk. I was like, why the fuck are we just saying she's an orphan like in this article? Like, what? What's going on? Like, okay, and then I looked at her, I was like, she's not even black, is she? Like, I was so confused just by the title of it. It kind
that's
of pissed me
hilarious.
off. I was just like, what is going on? Like, why did they title it like that? It's so clickbaity. And then I looked into it, and like you and Austin explained, it's a fucking show. And I was like, oh, okay. That makes more sense.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Th- This is what I get for not being up to date with every single damn show out there. It's not like I'm not watching 5 billion others. So yeah. But no, what is your thoughts on WandaVision?
Well, I'm so curious, and like you said, they haven't really shown much of anything. It kind of looks like we're getting a little more of what the premise is.
Yeah.
As like she is unaware of what's going on, and neither is he. So I'm real curious to see how that
Yeah.
comes together.
Well, I know they do show one clip of her like morphing the furniture in the house. So it's showing like her using her powers more.
I'm wondering if
So
she's gonna realize and come more in control.
right.
But
And
yeah,
how does she get there? That's my thing. Did she put
yeah.
herself there, or did somebody else do it, That's the big one right there, if she doesn't realize she's there or not.
Oh
So,
no,
what's that?
he went robotic for a second. I'm
Oh,
so
okay.
scared.
You're good.
Uh, uh, but in the comics, she actually creates it changes the whole universe
Mhm.
where mutants are no longer the minority, and
Yeah.
so could be something like that where she
I
creates a little bubble for her and him.
Yeah. I do hope that they don't go the complete House of M with her on this
Yeah,
story. I
I'd be
don't
happy if
want
it's
that.
just like this cul-de-sac that they live
Yeah.
in.
Give me something that's more original while still peppering in little bits of fan service shit here and there, but don't give me the whole House of M storyline. And also don't make I see everybody online is like, "Oh, this is how we get mutants in the universe." No, don't do that. That's a cheap
I,
route to go. Try and give your writers a better way to either write them into this universe already, or
yeah,
just keep mutants on another universe.
there's no
Because
reason to contrive this type of stuff.
no,
It's like we already
but
have Inhumans. Just say that they're they see the Inhuman people being treated poorly, and they're like, oh shit, no, we're gonna stay in the shadows,
yeah, or Xavier used his mind control to block mutants from everybody's minds.
or convince them that they were Inhumans.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah,
There's lots of different ways to go about it. Or like I said, just keep it in a separate universe. We don't need that many powered beings in one universe. Like, I get it, it works in the comics, but honestly, if you just they could literally continue on what Fox was doing and just say it's a different universe, and we see that universe within Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but then keeping the X-Men characters separate until like they need to join in, I guess, or some bullshit, you know? Like, come on, they have years of watching DC do this shit. Like, they can figure it
Yeah.
out better.
Do you want to make a prediction about the show? Do you
Like
think
what?
Quicksilver will appear? Her brother, who died in Age of
Yes.
Ultron.
Yes and no, maybe?
I I, I kind of feel like they might have give him at least one episode to show up.
Yeah. Well, from what I heard, he was on contract to do more stuff with them.
What the hell didn't?
What was that? Sorry, you cut out for a sec.
I was just wondering why the hell they didn't use him.
I don't know. Like, that's what I had heard. Because it's the dude from Kick Ass. That's
Yeah,
who plays him. If we're not gonna get any more of that, just put
I
him in
think
something.
both Quicksilvers were from Kick-Ass actually.
Yeah, they both are. Yeah. Kick Ass. One was actual Kick Ass, and the other was his buddy. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up too. That's gonna be tackled in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
But I liked I've talked about this before. I do like the Quicksilver we got in the MCU, but the other Quicksilver in the Fox movies was a lot more entertaining. Be- Mainly because he didn't act like Quicksilver, because Quicksilver is not supposed to be like as fast as the Flash. So
well, he does time travel.
yeah, but he's in the Fox movie. I don't remember if you remember when the house is blowing up and he's saving
I do.
everyone. He's like a fucking god.
The-
Yeah.
I don't know too much about the comic's personality. I know he's an asshole in the stuff I'm reading,
Mhm.
and kind of cocky like the Fox version.
Yeah.
So I think this is like a Joker situation where they took different versions of his personality and split them.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did the combining motion. Not that you could see it. I'm off camera or off screen.
No,
Uh,
it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Especially with the Fox character. I just hope they don't cheapen this out with it. Um, I would love to see the Fantastic Four in their universe though,
yeah.
but not because of
Which?
Wanda. Like, that can still be.
Oh no, not
You're good.
again.
You're good. You're good. But that can still be
Yeah,
written in very well with the Fantastic Four. Like, you could just have them already there, and I don't know, figure it
that
out.
goes along
Five
with
years. There's 5 years, dude, that we don't know
something
what happened.
something that I'm going to say in a second. But
Yeah.
the next bit of news is that apparently the Miss Marvel TV show has its directors.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not even going to try to pronounce all of them because who knows how long our connection's going to last.
Right. Right. Right.
But I just played the Avengers
Hmm.
game that just came out,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I found out it's not an always online game and I hate those. And the story is phenomenal. So I really hope they do this character as much justice in the show as they did in this game, because
Are they going to do that version of Miss Marvel?
Camilla Khan,
Yeah.
yeah,
In the show. Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
yeah, they. I know a lot of people were like, oh, they're just using her as figure, but no, she is a compelling character and honestly one of the most likable people in that game.
Yeah.
Like she is a
Well, the game's
more than a selling.
well, the game's based around her, so it has to be some good or for good.
Kind
I
of,
mean,
sorta.
like, she's the main character. I heard a bunch about the game, so I'm like, okay, that's actually pretty cool. if I were to
It's
play
really,
games like that, I would get it and play it, but I don't play those types of games, so
yeah.
yeah.
And if you're not that interested in the multiplayer stuff, just wait till it's cheap because the story is
Yeah.
so short
I'm sure I can find the story all online anyways now. Just watch it.
with hilarious bugs. I've seen a scene where there's two of the same character for some reason.
Oh, nice. Oh man. Um
Uh,
so so that's cool. Uh I forgot they were
I
even
got,
doing that show.
yeah, me too.
Uh for the She-Hulk, are you looking forward to that show?
Yes. Uh,
I love how they're giving all the girls their own shows but not movies. Very
yeah.
sexist of you, Marvel.
But at the same time, I'm kind of grateful because that means there's more
Oh
time
yeah,
for
you could
story
yeah, they could be more compelling if done properly.
if done.
So
It,
Jessica Jones has proven that and disproven it because the first season was awesome, the second season was meh, and the third season again was awesome. So,
I'm kind of reversed. I didn't care for the first season, but loved the second.
oh really? Well, that's because you like everything. Well,
But
apparently the first season.
yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I just there's so many
You can
why
literally
moments.
between those shows though, you can literally watch the first season and jump to the second season and just watch a recap of the or jump to the third season, watch a recap of the second season, you'll be good. You don't need any of
Yeah,
the other
Defenders.
bullshit in it. Yeah.
She's the only one of the four that really doesn't have a whole lot of carryover from that crossover.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
she's just her character. So I wish they bring her back. Like that actress and everything.
it's a shame that
Is
she's going to be one of the last licenses they get.
I thought Iron Fist is.
No, because it was Jessica Jones and Punisher were the last two.
Oh,
They're
okay, yeah.
about to get Iron Fist and Luke Cage, I think this year or next year.
And you know what they're gonna do with them?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's all depend. I mean, we got rumors of Daredevil possibly coming back, but we'll have to see how that plays out to see if any of the others.
Right. Okay.
But She-Hulk, it's a character I'm not too familiar with, which makes me really excited
Hmm.
because it's gonna be new for me,
Yeah.
and I love new stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna have Mark Ruffalo show up a few times as Hulk Banner, or if it's
I can
gonna be a
answer that.
prequel to that.
I
Hmm?
can answer that if you want.
Sure.
He's already said he signed on to appear.
Okay. I wonder if he's gonna be Banner or if he's gonna be Hulk or Hulk
That's one of
Banner
the questions.
because she gets created through an infusion, blood transfusion of
Mhm.
his blood. So that's how she becomes She Hulk. But she's also green all the time and very cognitive as well.
Not all the time. She can transform back, but
No, she can't.
yeah, I'm reading a comic right now.
Well, those writers are dumb then. Because She Hulk's not supposed to change back. She's supposed to be green all the time. Go back and read the 90s comics, sir.
But she's another lawyer character like Daredevil.
They just
But
did that in the comics probably just so they can get away with having her not green in the fucking show, damn it. Oh,
oh,
that
this was
annoys
way
me.
back early 2000s, mid
Oh,
2000s.
okay.
Yeah, around the Civil
Well,
War.
let's
Or
let's 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 not go with that version. I just want her green all the time, dude. Like, come on. And
they're
she's
gonna
supposed to
need
be
a
a
lot of
lawyer, right? You said?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna need a lot of CG though, because the actress they picked is not that tall.
Yeah. So you know, Mark Ruffalo is not that big either. So
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna need a lot of CG.
I'm
I don't
sure
think
the
they can
first
Lou Ferrigno it.
I'm sure the first few episodes are just gonna be fucking like her normal, and then she'll become She-Hulk. You know, something to cheapen the budget. Or
If
maybe they'll get like a pro wrestler and just spray paint her green.
Ronda Rousey.
No, we can do better than Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I'd rather them do Stephanie McMahon before Ronda Rousey because Stephanie's built as a
Yeah,
shit,
she's still got the muscles, even though she doesn't do anything.
right? Well, I mean, she does her husband. She's got to keep the muscles up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one final piece of news.
Anyways,
Dealing with Ant-Man 3, and this is going to be a big character. So if you don't want me to say anything, I won't.
go ahead. If it's news out there, I'm sure I'll probably hear about it later. Is it the villain or
It is possibly the villain.
because I know they're gonna do stuff with his daughter now that she's aged. So I'm
Yeah,
not sure if they're gonna like put her in an Ant-Man suit. No, she's supposed to be like she's not even Wasp. Who is she? I forget in the comics. I don't remember.
she becomes Ant Girl or Giant Girl or something like that.
Yeah,
But
interesting.
yeah, I forget her name, but she's a key member of the forming of the Young Avengers,
Right, which is what they seem they're gonna try and do.
which
Because
includes Kate Bishop, another TV show they're trying to get off the ground
wait,
with
isn't that?
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Hawkeye's show or Hawk Girl or whatever they're calling it. Not Hawk Girl. That's DC. It's just Hawkeye. She's just gonna be Hawkeye. She takes up the mantle.
Yeah.
Which you have her, then Ant Girl. God, I hope they don't start. Oh, actually, wow. So the Young Avengers is just gonna be all girls then.
Well, there's some guys too.
But what guys are they gonna put in there? Spider Man, maybe. Like if you look at where they're going, and then with Black Panther, if they do what everyone wants them to do with Shuri, there's Shuri as a younger Avenger as the Black Panther, and then it's just all girls. And then they got their A Force movie. They don't even fucking need to do Young Avengers.
Yeah, I'm for. Yeah, I'd watch it.
And then you got Jane, the mighty Thor, Almighty Thor, or whatever, when she takes Thor's powers.
Yeah, yeah, she's coming up.
Man,
The was it
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder?
Yep.
I was trying to think. I'm like, it's some kind of '80s rock album name.
Yeah. Well, it's finally good to hear some kind of news from Marvel. I'm sure they've been holding out though because they don't know when anything's going to happen. So
Yeah,
at least a lot of their stuff they have coming out is for TV, so they can get away with releasing that. But I think that they want to get this Black Widow movie out before they do anything else because they've been holding on to that, and I highly doubt they're going to drop that on Disney Plus.
no, I
Because
hope so. But
I don't think Mulan made them any money like they thought it
yeah,
would.
Mulan had a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, but I think that was supposed to be like their test ground to see if that medium would work. Like rent this for $30, and but oh hey, we're gonna let you know before you rent it. You can get it for free in like 3 weeks or some bullshit like that. Like my wife wants to watch that movie, and I'm just like, it's gonna be free in like December, right? So there you go.
Uh, I was just confirming this while we were talking because I
Yeah.
saw a rumor and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to say that this is going to happen, but I found a Deadline article.
Uh-oh.
Uh, so this is Ant-Man 3. Jonathan Majors has been cast in
Okay.
the major role of Kang the Conqueror.
Hmm.
And you look like you're thinking,
For Ant-Man 3?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, why not? Like, let's try some shit.
So this is leading into that Fantastic Four thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And also kind of the Young Avengers, because for those who don't know, Kang the Conqueror is one of the most confusing BS characters Marvel has because he is a time traveler who literally creates parallel universes because he just enjoys taking over, like
Yeah.
conquering different eras of time just for fun.
So
And
is this coming before or after the Multiverse of Madness then?
it's got to be after because I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange is coming out in the next couple of years. And I don't think Ant-Man 3 has a release date.
Okay.
But yeah, one of his versions though is Iron Lad,
Mhm.
who is a kid version of him who steals an Iron Man suit and is part of the Young Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with, man. Like, hopefully they don't fuck everything up. I'm really waiting. I just want Marvel to start taking some chances now. Stop. They did their 10 good years of stuff to say solid as one big story. You can continue doing that. You should have perfected it by now. So
Yeah.
now take some chances on the actual storylines in the movies. Like, don't give me the same like recycled this, and this is how we end on a big fight type thing. Like, give me some different shit, you know.
I'm
I'm
really
down for
hoping.
anything they put out. Like, why not? Like, them or DC, just give me anything, whatever you want. Make it, put it out there. I will try it.
I am loving the fact that, especially DC now, because they've been so safe with their movies, with the DC properties.
Mhm.
I just want to see new stuff that have not been on screen.
Yeah.
Give me that. I don't care if they're B villains, B heroes, major players like
Yeah.
not a Cloud Galactus. Give me stuff that I haven't seen.
Yeah. No, I'm down with it. I want to see characters that I haven't seen. I want to see characters I've never even read about. How about that? Like, that would
Yes.
be great because, like, everyone, there's some characters show up and that people don't know about because they've never done movies or something about them, and they're super excited. I'm just like, yeah, but what about this other character or this side character or this character? Like, and if we get the Fantastic Four, don't give me the fucking family of Fantastic Four. Give me Johnny Storm and the Thing together. Like, I don't need to see the other two lamos because let's face it, invisibility and I can stretch. Seen that on the DC CW, so. Unless they could do like the Fantastic Four TV show where they're showing them as parents, maybe those two. But then
Oof.
it's the Incredibles. So
I don't know if the average audience is ready for Franklin Richards. That is a scary kid.
yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at on that. I'm, like I said, glad to see or hear that Marvel has some kind of news going on right now. So that's always good to hear.
Yeah.
DC, pick your news up. You're not getting enough news. I don't know. DC,
Well,
you're getting too much news. Let some other people have some.
we're going to be off the dome again here sometime soon.
Fandom Part 3 comes out sometime. I don't know when. If they
I was
actually
just
end
about to
up
look it
doing
up.
it. That's just their way of being like, here, we want attention this day. But then next time they have
Fandom
Fandom.
Part 3.
Oh, what is it? Does it say?
Oh, I was just saying Fandom Part 3.
Oh. Well, whenever Fandom Part 3 comes out, if it's doing good and trending, we just know some Marvel superhero is going to take a picture of their junk and post it to Instagram to get trending on him instead.
I might have misunderstood. I can't find it. So they had a DC event where they barely talked comics. All right, that just sums up DC WB.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm good to go. Are you good to go, man?
Yeah, let's get out of here while I can still talk.
Right. All right. So my quote of the day is from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as a callback to the beginning of the podcast. Honey, I Digitized the Grandkids comes out next summer. No, I'm just, that would be awesome though. I'm working on the script right now. Shh, Disney, hit me up. All right. So Wayne Zielinski from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. If this thing works, it will put us right up there with the invention of electricity and the first man in space. Pieces.
Later.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.